Alright, let's go get started here. Yeah, what? There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ark, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright's Journey. It's been a long time since I streamed this game. But, you know, it was COVID and other stuff, and I was busy. And also just lazy and sick. But now I'm back. And we're gonna wrap up this game, or at least the first game in this trilogy. Then after that, I don't know, I'll see what I plan to do. Yeah, it's February 23, 9:34 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Ah, the old haunting grounds, you know. So, how did your investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of, gray areas. I'm pretty sure the whole thing is just one big gray area. Yeah, I kinda like the color gray, but don't worry about it. No matter what the outcome, or whatever happens to me, I'm ready to accept my fate. Now quit being a downer, sis. I believe in you. Well, don't. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yeah? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. This guy, I think I know how to do my job, thank you. But you remind me a little bit of Mia, although not exactly. It's just a slight resemblance. Although your boobs are pretty good, just like hers. So there is one decisive difference between you and her. Really? That is? Well, you're not a defense attorney for one. Huh, smartass. What was that? No, nothing. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Huh. This will be my first trial without a Fae standing next to me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. No spooky ghosts to help me. And no spunky girl with a can-do attitude. I'm gonna be all alone in there. Wait, did he forget about the other girl? Whatever. I have to discover the truth all by myself. Exactly by myself. No one else next to me. Not least of all some girl named Emma. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's do it. I'll be with you the whole way, all the way right here. Oh, you're still here? What are you even coming with me for? This is a courtroom. In fact, it's kind of weird how the courtrooms just allow random young girls to follow right into the court. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready and hopefully willing, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth, huh? You know, it's been 2 months. I haven't been in the courtroom since that trial. It's kind of weird to see him still here, you know. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. But what feelings? I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Even if it includes forging evidence. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Spoken like a true prosecutor. I mean, Von Karma, Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Murder. And not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in a prosecutor's office lot. Huh, wow. He's much more forceful in person. I kinda like it. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. Yeah, Edgeworth seems to has that effect on strange people. Most of all, including an old lady. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. I mean, her time. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Really? A professional witness in this courtroom? Oh, I'd love to see that. Call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. That cough-up queen? Oh boy. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? Yes, you ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. Oh. Hey, Sans. What you doing? Wait, are you allowed to bring food into the courtroom? I guess it's okay, since the judge is just eating it all down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. I don't know what's so fiesta about it. Will the witness state her name and profession? For you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? For one, it is too early for lunch. But thank you. It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Yeah. Edgeworth still can't get his witnesses to just simply state their name and occupation. He always has to ask that twice. Your Honor, how does the lunchbox taste? This caviar. It's strange. Maybe that's why everyone wants it. It's so tasty, it hurts. I can actually feel my insides churning. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. I don't even want to know what pickled tapioca tastes like. Name, profession, now, please. Me? Well, the name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. No, very well, Miss Witness. Please describe the incident to us. Oh, prosecution will wait. Hold on, I'm not finished eating. But hurry it up. Oh, very well. It's too early for recess, so, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime, aka one Mr. Gumshoe. Well, Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Excuse me? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? The lunch lady known as the cough-up queen was a detective this whole time? Huh. Yeah, I know who you are. Wait, the cough-up. Yes, cough-up queen, Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Yeah, very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Why does the judge sound like he's coughing up? Just Who the heck is this lady that passes out the lunch? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel, and B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, we just said it earlier. It was me, Your Honor. We got the floor plans. Right. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, yes? Well, Mr. Wright, any more bullshit you want to speak? I'm hesitant to agree just on principle, Your Honor. No, it seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? Well, if you can, give them your worst, Miss Starr. Are they talking about me? Why does it sound like she and the judge are in on this or something? So, her witness statement. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. A day where I'd be delivering lunch boxes, especially one to my boyfriend. When I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. Ah, how touching. If you discount the fact that she has more than one boyfriend. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm not really into that sort of thing, thank you. You sure about that, Mr. Wright? I mean, it is the cough-up queen here. It's just a flesh wound, though. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright, let's see if we can crush the queen here. You always knew a day like this would come. Deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. I want to examine that in closer detail. My voice acting makes it 1,000 times better. Thank you, I guess? Hang on, so this boyfriend, is he the detective? Not that boyfriend, the other boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? This? You have several? Where have I never heard of this? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'm a married man. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Well, the security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the 2nd level, so you can see everything from there. 2nd level. The room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Well, since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. After I finally honed detective's English. That would explain why she said she saw through the wire fence. What happened? Wait a second. So what do we have here so far? We know that knife is Edgeworth's. The victim was found in Edgeworth's car. Luckily, Edgeworth is not being accused of murder this time. Hang on, I want to... You mentioned a garish car, right? Could you be more specific? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth's car. Mr. Edgeworth's garish car? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's garish knife. Wasn't it? No comment. This is an odd case, isn't it? Then the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant? Oh, I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, then we're doomed. So let's just assume she's lying. And even if we don't have any proof, we can still just nitpick, right? Yeah, but we're dealing with Edgeworth here. Nitpicking is not really my strong suit against him. Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her? So the chief prosecutor holding a knife in her right hand. Can we... wait, no prints on it. So was she wearing gloves? There's the time of it. One knife wound, right? Let's see it. Huh. Oh, wait, wrong one. I don't need to examine that. She thrust the pointing tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I guess I'll just press on all these things. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Just like the knife in your pants? It is my knife, yes. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. Just like I am. Sure, it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg? I mean, a person? Also, do you have any of those egg salad lunches left? Sorry, all out. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor? I'm sorry, but that belongs to me. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? And then she thrust the pointing tip of the knife into... Okay. Let's get more information. Hold it. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime? I mean, you saw her raise the knife to strike, no? Didn't you have a moment to yell out or something? The defense has a rational point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was too late. Too late meaning? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. Come on, it's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Snap out of it. You've said that before. Can you offer anything else constructive? Scientifically speaking, no. Ow. This flesh wound sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? my sister is gonna be found guilty. Let's just keep our heads on and press the witness a bit more, shall we? For some reason, having a young girl panicking next to me like a certain Maya just makes me calmer. Why are you smiling at that? It's so weird. So, I guess what we haven't pressed on would be this. She said she knew this day would always come. What does that mean? How did you know exactly that a day like this where you would witness the chief prosecutor murdering the detective would come? Are you prophetic? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, twisted regardless of all that. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, I'm sensing that you have a personal grudge against prosecutors. You know, I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one, instead of a lunch lady. Wait, she was fired? Why? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. I can see that. You may continue, Miss Starr. I feel like her testimony is definitely very biased. I haven't pressed this, have I? Finally honed detective's intuition work? I think I'm supposed to just keep pressing until I find something important. Oh, you sensed something. Are you saying you had a premonition of the murder? You are prophetic. I knew it. Just because I'm one-eyed doesn't mean I can see into the future. How would you say it's, Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that metaphor means. Neither do I. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Cheese? Young? I'm like cheese, but more aged. Yes, a pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn, if you will. Doesn't sound that tasty. Maybe I'm just a hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack cheese. With the odor of an old cheese to match. Can we stop talking about cheese now? In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Did we press this? Wait, we already pressed that. Did we press this? Yeah, I think we already pressed all of that. Okay, I think that's everything we could press. Wait, let's check this. 4.5 inch. Maybe... Wait, did the cell phone have anything in it? I think it had something, right? What was exactly on it? I need to remember. Oh. Okay, no, I guess we don't need to know what that was. Wait a second. Parking lot floors. Wait, is there... I can slide it. No, that doesn't help me. No. Wait, does the knife have anything on it? It just has the blood. So... it's the parking stub, right? Huh. Wait a second. When was the time she was delivering lunch boxes to her boyfriend? Security guard room in the lot, block A, right. Second level. Kind of... So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime, right? Wait a second. This was given out, right? No. I can't feel like this. They're standing next to the garage car, holding a knife. Can we present the... Wait a second. Didn't she explain in one of these about the knife's about 4 inches long? Wait a second, she mentioned it was Edgeworth's knife. I should probably... Can I present the knife? Nope. Wait, can I present the autopsy? Nope. Because the autopsy mentioned it was 4.5 inches. I thought maybe that would be a discrepancy. I don't know. I still feel like it's kind of weird. How did she know it was Edgeworth's knife? Or she probably knew later on, but... She sensed something. She mentioned the garage car, right? And then, wait a second. 30 feet? Hang on. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you're a biased witness. Oh, this is something new. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Me? Rookie? I'll have you know, I've been in like 4 successful cases so far. I think I'm past the point of being a rookie. Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That sounds tasty. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. Plagiarism much? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh, this is new. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. Yeah. My win rate is 100%, you know? If you don't count the safe scumming. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. Why would you make one of your lunchboxes into a camera? I mean, I guess that's hiding it in plain sight. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You're not supposed to hide evidence on you. You're supposed to hand it over. You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? How would I know you wouldn't just throw it out? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Which boyfriend? That boyfriend or this boyfriend? Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Oh boy. Yep, that looks like Lana Skye. With blood on her. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. She lost a pointy tip. Huh. So what do we have that's new? Do we have any new evidence? Right, so... Where did the coat come from? Huh. Yeah? Wait a second. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. It looks like her right hand isn't working, which coincides with what we've seen with her so far. Her right hand has always been weirdly, like, not working, so I think this might be it. Objection! You sure you witnessed this? You sure you saw Miss Skye stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. That is a fine lunch. Yeah, I agree, but isn't that just odd? Take a look at this photograph closer. The photograph that you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Where is the knife that Miss Skye should be holding? Mr. Edgeworth, would you care? Objection. But that is the weakest objection I've ever heard, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. Pardon-moi, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. The objection! How can you tell that? Blood splatter? Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But that's a black and white photograph. How can you tell that that's blood? It's hard to tell, but this probably is blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except your eyes. Mr. Wright, are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse from him? I don't really have a choice, do I? I should just go for broke. Objection. Wait, but that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, looks like my words were slightly unclear. My apologies. The music just slowly fades away as Phoenix, like, lowers his hand. That's it? Well, if you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. Not sure I understand what she means, but I'll order the jumbo-sized one next time. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. But, objection. Premeditated? How would you even know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Ooh, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. That's true. The gloves would prevent fingerprints. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A much more serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. Rubber gloves prove it. Can we prove that it wasn't premeditated, though? Let's press that first. Hold it. What if she's just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves, or like the ones she's wearing right now? Objection. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came with gloves that are not meant for normal wear. To do murder with. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated murder. Yeah, I was afraid of this. Oh, impressive. I'm sorry that they took you off the force, Miss Starr. I'm not so sorry, though. This is bad. Now she's got them thinking this is premeditated. So it's gonna be only worse. I mean, it's bad enough that Lana Sky is accused of murdering the detective, but now it is also premeditated. If she proves this claim, this trial is practically over. Gotta think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. Blah 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 blah. What do we have here? Wait a second. This? No. That's a memo. Blah, blah, blah. The work of art. Huh. The king of prosecutors? No, the Parkins? I need to prove it wasn't premeditated, but how? I mean, all I have is just the name here, the ID, the King Prosecutor Trophy. It's just the metal plate with a list of prosecutors. It's not helping. The knife? I can examine the blood, but that doesn't really do anything. So we know that's the victim's blood. Parking stub? This dated the day of the crime. How can we prove that it was not premeditated, though? The blue badger panel? No, that doesn't do anything for us. This is... There's a 67S12-2. That doesn't have anything to do with this, does it? No, I want to try and figure this out myself. I've solved it before, but it's been a while since I played, since I can't remember it. ID. Wait a second. Might as well try the memo. That doesn't work. Okay, so pressing this, just all it tells me as a hint is gloves, rubber gloves, right? She came to do murder? Wait a second. Can I prove there was some other reason for her to come to the parking lot? Murder was planned, right? But was the murder actually planned? Couldn't have been. It wouldn't be the photo, would it? Nope. Parking stub? Nope. Well, that didn't go so well. Alright, that's enough. This court sees no further reason to listen to this bullshit. The defense has failed to give the court sufficient reason. Your defendant, Lana Sky, is guilty. Well, that's it, everybody. Let's wrap it up. This court is adjourned. Wait, did I say? I forgot to save. I forgot to save. I knew I forgot something. Wait a second, so failing doesn't just automatically let you retry, it just kicks you to the main menu? Huh. That's different from what I played on the DS version. Right. there a faster fast forward button in this game? I don't think there is. Well, at least we can just sit here and look at their weird faces. Oh, oh, oh. Blah 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 blah. It's testimony again. And then we cross them again. I think we need to press on certain things. We need to learn about her bias first. And then... did we need to press this one? You're clearly biased, yeah. And then this photo comes out. And I was like, how come I never saw this photo until now? And then we reveal this picture. They're like, hey, there ain't no knife in this picture. Everyone's like, right, you fool, do you even have any common sense? And then, I guess I object. And I was like, yeah, well, sorry, I guess I made a mistake. You meditate murder in gloves. Let's save, in case I fail again. Please. Wait, so she saw it, then, so she needed to come, I'm gonna sense. Wait a second. So, 2 prosecutors murders planned. Can we use the photo for anything? No. The photo only shows the moment after the murder, right? Wait. If the murder was planned, then why did she use Edgeworth's knife? Yeah, that makes... I think that says. Objection. Witness, do you know what this thing here is? It's a bloody knife. Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. I could do a lot worse to you than that. It's a knife. The knife? The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk? Indeed, it is my knife. I use it to peel apples. Huh. Bloody murder weapon, red car? All belongs to the prosecutor here. The defendant is the chief prosecutor. Mommy, our prosecutor's bad people. Who let that child in here? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony, please. What are you trying to say, rookie? Well, in your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. That's why she was wearing those special gloves, right? Seems like natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning, right? However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon herself? Oh. Yeah, oh, you say. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. So, ladies and gentlemen of the court, if you're gonna plan a murder, wouldn't you also bring the weapon with you? Oh no, she jumped her lunchboxes. Order! Order! Someone save those lunchboxes! Alright, now things are finally turning around. Ooh, great show, Mr. Wright. Maybe my sister's as good as free now. I wouldn't bet on it, right? I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. I don't think that's even on the menu. It will be in a moment. I hope you aren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory, right? The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. Whether it's premeditated or not, the only thing the prosecution needs to prove is the murder, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought and believed. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. I don't think there was any deducing in there. That was just bias. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Ooh, that's a good detail there. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? I don't know why you would say that, or even think of that. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, now, should be easy enough, because I see one big problem in here. Let's just call the victim. I want to press this just in case. She called the victim all the way. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there, do you? Well, you have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Oh, come on. You could have at least tried public phone first, right? In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. Sure he had a reason to be there, which will be later explained in detail. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Sure she had a grudge. I want to learn about this too. Why do you suspect she had a grudge? Just because of the knife? I wouldn't know that. Yeah, of course you don't, because she doesn't have a grudge. Rookie, I have a lunchbox here now. What's inside? How would I know? You don't, you see? We agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. Person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels, or a box of chocolates, don't you agree? I want a box of chocolates. Oh, maybe my lunch is so salty because of those pretzels. I get the feeling that this judge doesn't understand any metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? Simple. Right. This is the one that is most important because there's only one stab wound, right? And yet she claims that the victim, or that the killer plunged the knife again and again. Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again. There's no way you could have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. Oh. What do you mean? Where's the moss? I don't see any. I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Oh, you're right. Well, good show, Mr. Edgeworth. Wow, what a hunk. He's my hero. But this was my point. How come everyone's just gonna ignore me and just let Edgeworth claim all the glory? Well, witness. You ordered the crime scene set, right? No thank you. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. But then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Please testify to this. Yeah, how come she never said this earlier? Her red muffler looks like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Hang on a second. We have a photo right here. There is no muffler. Objection. Miss Starr, I demand an objection. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. We can all see why she was fired. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? That can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but true. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth rocks. In the end, he prevails. But I just said objection. I didn't even get a chance to explain anything. What the heck? Edgeworth, you cucked me. You cucked me of my glory again. But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony, though. The most important part? Yeah, the part where your sister stabs the victim. You know? This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Assuming that she isn't hiding anything else under her bias. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite enamored with this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. Lunch lady by day, and criminal's worst nightmare by night. That wasn't a very good metaphor. I mean, first of all, a cobra is a kind of snake, so it's redundant. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thank you. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. That's not a weakness, everyone is susceptible to those. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. But an oil drum? That's hard to imagine. Wouldn't those things weigh a lot? No, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Well, apprehending the suspect, eh? She attempted to run behind a partition. Caught her, explained her rights to a restaurant spot. How did she do that? Wasn't there a chain between them? I mean, it's not really much of a separator, besides the fence part. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Should I press for more details? I think I should. Well, I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... Right, she was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Oh, amazing. Cough-up queen lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Okay. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Well, that doesn't prove anything, does it? Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... Wait, when she was talking to Emma? You mean this cell phone that was discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't say, Miss Starr. Could you possibly relent on the metaphors? But lunchbox metaphors are all I have, Your Honor. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? Oh yeah, that's right, near the car. There's an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. So she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Who says that? What happened to good testifying? You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was overheard. Okay. I I saw it all, how she tried the phone wall but had to use her cell instead. Okay. So, do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Oh, I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Up, up, up. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind a partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. Okay, so that's the sequence of events. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What you thinking about, Mr. Wright? I think I see a problem here. I see a contradiction. Let's present the floor plans here. Objection. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. Objection. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Ugh, can't believe I actually said that. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Okay, sensing some history here. Well, Miss Starr, there's a fatal contradiction with your testimony. So how do you explain that? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Okay, cough I will. Let's look at the floor plans, shall we? You said you witnessed the crime from here, right? But if that's true, then you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. So if, indeed, you were in B block, you couldn't have seen her using it. Oh no, the lunchboxes! Order! Order! Would someone please think about the lunchboxes? Look, it's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Objection. That is quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Aha. Here's where the counterattack begins. I need to make sure I get this right. What the witness lied about is where she witnessed this crime. See, Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. So what is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it'd be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it, right? Pointless lie, I see. So she must be speaking the truth, but say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. That would mean Miss Skye witnessed the crime from a different location. Objection. A different location? That's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Objection. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me explain. Well, let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where she witnessed is in A block, right? Here. If she was here, she could see the emergency phone. Oh, that's true. Well, that solves the mystery. Objection. That would allow her to see the emergency phone, yes. But if she was there, she would have been able to arrest her well before she dialed her cell phone. You doubt my speed? I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds, you know. Is that fast or slow? I don't know. Oh. Not as fast as your witty rejoinders. Okay, that failed. I think the only other place she could have witnessed everything was here. The security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the 2nd floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there, but why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Well, not in this case, Your Honor. You see, the witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. Now, I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Okay, Miss Starr, you really hold yourself in a lot of high esteem, don't you? Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective, but lying in the courtroom, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. Guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? Is there any reason for her to? Doesn't make sense. Huh? I mean, she could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. That wouldn't really change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. Wait, objection. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? See, if a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Well, who else? Yeah, Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. So, Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station, but she lied and said she saw it from B block. It makes a vital difference, but what? What would that change? I guess that would change the angle of the view, right? Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? The security guard station is on the 2nd floor, and she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. This is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright, let's go over that review again. Yeah, okay, so I guess the angle doesn't matter, but I think the distance to the crime matters. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Objection. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. Objection. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, here's the point. You... yes, me? You ordered the squid wheels, right? No thanks. The quality of the lunches she's giving me has gone from low to just weird stuff. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend? He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station, so she was alone in there when she witnessed it. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene, but the door was locked. I couldn't open it. So she had to take the long way around. Oh, that is a very long way. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That is quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? Oh, this changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. Sporks? You have a point. A spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch, sir? Oh, absolutely. Does this count as bribery in the court? Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Can I try raising an objection? I don't know. Objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Just think about it. I mean, you can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank, isn't that strange? Strange? I mean, if you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. But hey, don't get the wrong idea here. I didn't kill anyone. I've never... But you have the instincts of a killer, right? You would run. But this time was different. This guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. How many lunchboxes does this lady have? She just keeps throwing them on the ground here. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, this witness sucks. You got your next witness ready yet? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. Huh, we did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. Yeah, but it's not over yet. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, you're Squid Wheels, right? That's the one she tried to give me. I prefer not to take any bribes or the defense team's leftovers. Anything else you need to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Like her camera that she keeps in a lunchbox? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. You've already been dismissed. Well, is this your jumbo lunchbox? Oh, a triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Did she just bribe the judge? Holy shit. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. Is she plagiarizing more phrases? She's gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time. Decisive evidence. So more evidence that she was hiding, huh? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Oh, sorry. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. The other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Objection. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I'm hearing of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Don't tell me it was another boyfriend. Oh, didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. You have to declare evidence before you just throw it into the courtroom, you know? What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Weren't you an investigator? Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? I'm not really an expert on this, but it seems so. I mean, just look at Edgeworth's smug face. It's celebrating and shining. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Uh-oh. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. I know the game just as well as you. And didn't I mention previously? This shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Curse you and your boyfriends in various departments. Is she right, Mr. Wright? I don't know, but it seems so. I mean, Edgeworth is looking pretty down there. You know, you should really study evidence law. Really. Yeah, I know, but I'm too busy keeping my hair spiky. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Well, you know, 3 strikes and I'm out, but anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. So this is the victim's shoe. Does that mean she just pried this off of a dead body and kept it in her lunchboxes? Ugh. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Now we're getting somewhere again. 5 minutes, right? It matters. 2 types of blood. The shoe really doesn't prove much of anything, but it does bring correlation. Can I check the shoe? Huh, wait, weird. So this blood, it's my sister's, right? Yeah, it appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail, so she must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. How did she cut herself, though? And more importantly, what's this? There's blood here, too. On the sole of the shoe. This gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood is horrible. Huh. This blood might be an important clue. Yeah, why is the victim's blood only on the bottom of the shoe? Huh. Two types. One was victim's. She must know this, right? So you brought this to the forensics department? If you're gonna submit something as evidence, the court you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with this little coup because she used to be a detective and she has 3 boyfriends in the forensics department. Huh. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. The other type of blood matched the defendant. Yeah, so... hold it. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test, right? You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. I know A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. Alright, enough bullshit, Mr. Wright. Nope. You know, actually we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. Huh, that would have been good to know before I spoke out. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results, but they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. Yeah, I was afraid he was going to say that. So this shoe proves it. Hang on. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Ugh. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright, and some like your client. She isn't enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? Okay, well this quail, is there a problem with it? I think there is. But I don't know for certain. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Is that fish gut raw? Ugh. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. I mean, I know he spouts a ton of weird bullshit, but sometimes he's right. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Okay. You know, interestingly, like, the original Phoenix Wright games were on the Game Boy Advance in Japan. And when they remade it for the DS, they included, like, these touchscreen controls. Of course, now that the game has been remastered for PC, that touchscreen doesn't really exist, but you can still, like, move things around. And let's point this. Whoa. I'll take that. I wonder if you noticed, there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Quit messing with me, rookie. It would be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? I mean, I guess... what? How do I... Okay, this is weird. How do I explain that the contradictory part is that the blood is only on the bottom of the shoe, it's not anywhere else. Maybe the autopsy? I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too, you just shot yourself in the foot. Okay. Let me save in case I fail again. Okay, well, that was a nice weird break. Let's return back to that. Okay, so I need to point at this again. She's gonna offer some rotten peppered fish guts. I'm gonna say there is a problem. And then they'll be like, well, show us, because we are obviously blind. And I say, well, here, look. Blood on the bottom of the shoe. And what's contradictory is... I guess I'll just show the shoe. Nope, that didn't do anything. Let's load. Oh, wait. I should not have loaded from there. Okay, so I do press this. Then... let me save first. I say there is a problem, right? So how do I prove there's a problem with this? I might be getting ahead of myself here, though. Traces of the victim's blood. I guess the crime photo? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? They note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. So isn't it strange? How come there aren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Oh! As you can see, there's no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. Objection. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Well, I object. If so, where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because, we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. That's true. The order! 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 Oh, well, witness. What? Ooh, great going, Mr. Wright, but... It's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Ah, and they're probably gonna ask me, aren't they? That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Nope. Think, Mr. Wright, think. I don't know why it's not there. Why do you people always ask me and look to me for these things? I'm just good at finding contradictions, okay? What? Hold it. Oh. I see. Now I understand. But what do you understand? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. Predator, this one. Leopard woman. Ah. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. Yeah, no kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth, though Apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. The lunchbox factory? Where is that? Witness, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. What? Water? What does this mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that will become evidence against her. What? But why would she... What? Why would she try to erase the bloodstains when she got caught and witnessed by someone? Huh? That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. After the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. Oh, that reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Oh, well, I see no reason to prolong this trial, but Mr. Wright, you gotta do something. Come on. But what can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime. She tried to conceal it, but that is weird. If she tried to erase the signs of the crime, why would she confess to it later on? Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side, even if she has a grudge. I mean, she could have been lying about the water, right? Can we prove she was lying, though? This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it. Well, little girl, what did you just say? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, aren't you? You're a witness here. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Oh, this should be good. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. I don't see how that resembles evidence at all, though. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have more evidence hidden in your lunchboxes? Objection. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. Oh god, more evidence. A photograph? I had it, just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. Well, I see no room for error in this evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Yeah, it's clearly wet. Uh-oh. Well, that erases the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. So immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I made things worse, huh? Well, it's not your fault. I mean, I knew this was a hard case to win from the beginning. It seems this is what your sister wanted anyway, so... Wait a second. Sorry, Mia. I can't help your friend out here. Can't help these sisters. Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. But, did I just have a dream? Get yourself up off the asphalt, take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. Huh. I think I've been spending too much time with the Fae girls. I'm starting to see and hear things. This is the last piece of evidence, right? So... Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good and not be interrupted. Oh, who interrupted me? Sorry, Judge. Sorry, Your Honor, but... Wait. Just... Oh, come on. Can't I hand down my verdict in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Otherwise it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one that she just submitted, right? This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. In other words, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I think. I'll figure it out later. Yeah, there's a problem. I mean, right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this, right? Everything has to have some meaning here. Well, I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Like a normal courtroom, you know? Very well, Mr. Wright. Take a look at this photograph. Show us if there's a problem here. Huh. Is there a problem, though? The knife is there, right? What is that thing? I don't see anything wrong with it. Wait, no. The blood is there. On the shoe. The knife? Wait a second. I think the knife there is a problem. Well, it's probably here. You think? As your elder, Mr. Wright, let me give you a piece of advice. When you point at something, at least remember to keep your eyes open and not just point randomly. I believe he's trying to say that no one's falling for your bluffs, Mr. Wright. Come on, open your eyes, Mr. Wright. Think scientifically. Alright, fine. Let's do it again. I guess this thing seems weird. Problem in the photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? Did you say muffler? Oh, yeah, that part of the car is called a muffler. However, I see no trace of any muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see it. Oh, I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler, though? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, hang on there. I object. Because, sorry, Miss Starr, but I think it has a lot to do with this case. In fact, you've told us already why it's important to the case. Don't you remember? You said so in your testimony. What? Yeah, she spoke about a muffler. Well, let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind this time. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth and a muffler is related to this case. I think the phone here. Right, because Angel swore that the killer, the suspect, mentioned a muffler, especially on a phone call, so it must be important, right? Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court, would you? Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Huh. Muffler? Yeah. So, is it possible the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? Because if so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Did something happen to her? Whoa. It seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? No, I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Much like we do every day, actually. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Huh. Well, that was close. The case was almost a done deal. But we managed to at least prolong it. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It is lunchtime after all. Where's the lunch lady? Oh, right, she's here. You're still hungry, Your Honor? How many lunchboxes did she bribe you with already? And you're still looking for more? To be continued. Well, we managed to get through that part of the trial, and without cheating, or looking things up. Yeah, I guess that'll be it for today's stream. Wow, it went pretty long, this one. Yeah, thanks for watching, folks, and I hope you enjoyed. We're gonna continue with this, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see, right? So, yeah. This is Arceus saying, hope to see you again soon. So, bye for now.